Hi, and welcome to the 2021 Economic Depression and Preparation Channel. I'm your host, Tony. Thank you for joining me once again. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to get the latest, pure, unadulterated truth on the U.S. financial news and worldwide financial news. Today's topic is very simple. We're going to cut right into it. It's going to be about the dollar, the U.S. dollar's devaluation, the intentional devaluation of the U.S. dollar among world currencies. And also, we're going to talk about your next stimulus check. That's right, folks. $1,400 of fresh greenbacks could be coming your way sooner than you think. But first, let's talk about this dollar devaluation. As you know, the U.S. Treasury Secretary nominee, Janet Yellen, is going to be fulfilling a role in Biden's administration. And as you remember, Janet Yellen was also the Federal Reserve Chairman, a former Federal Reserve Chairman, Janet Yellen. And she believes in printing the dollar into Zimbabwe. And this is exactly what we're going to be seeing right here. Yellen says that the value, quote, the value of the U.S. dollar and other currencies should be determined by the markets. Markets adjust to reflect variations in economic performance and generally facilitate adjustments in the global economy. Yellen also expected to say that the intentional targeting of exchange rates to gain an unfair advantage in trade is unacceptable. She goes on to say, quote, the United States doesn't seek a weaker currency to gain competitive advantage. We should oppose attempts by other countries to do so. Well, the thing is that this dollar value is going to be dropping like a rock during this next administration. And we won't feel the full effects of this depression until 2024, 2025. But we're already deep into this depression because inflation is increasing like crazy. Anytime you go to the grocery store, anytime you go anywhere, you're experiencing utility costs, food costs, medical bills are higher. Things are really going to be something terrible. As a matter of fact, there's going to be a global shortage of dollars in America. And so America, according to one economist, has decided over several decades to impose a global dollar standard, a monetary standard on the rest of the world, based on the petrodollar and the U.S. dollar being the world reserve currency. That is the only thing holding up this economy right now. It's one thing to be king, but you have to behave regally. You have to behave like the king. So if you're going to impose a dollar and standard on the whole world, you have to stand by and provide sufficient liquidity. And that's actually where they've been failing at, according to Henry, a global economist. Now, the thing is that this dollar has become the new gold standard, meaning that the dollar is not backed by anything. It's no longer backed by gold. It's no longer backed by anything but the paper print on it. It's essentially fiat money. Any fiat currency that you get is subject to fail throughout history, whether that's Rome, whether that's Greece. We can look at the fiat currencies. Fiat currencies eventually fail, no matter how much you print of it. And so right now, we're in a situation where the Federal Reserve Bank has committed to unlimited printing of this money. Now, you don't have to have an economics degree to know that the more there is of something, the less value it has. It's no longer rare. It's no longer precious. It's no longer valuable. And so what happens is that this money that is being printed up is not only dropping the dollar lower. The dollar index is down about 2% this year, but it's also devaluing the currency that we have right now. So it's going to require more dollars to get less services. As a matter of fact, companies are already cutting back because they're feeling the production squeeze. When you go to the grocery store, look how much cereal you're getting. Look how much potato chips you're getting. Look how much paper towels and toilet paper you're getting. You're getting less on the roll, but you're paying more dollars for this. Some places, eggs and milk are high as $6.99, $7.99 per carton, per container. This is happening in every part of the country. And because the liquidity, the money velocity and the liquidity is not flowing down to the 99%. It's being skimmed off the top by the 1% through, i.e., stock buybacks, and in the stock market. This means that there's going to be a dollar scarcity shortage. But unfortunately, it won't matter because we'll be in a hyperinflation situation for goods, services, and supplies that most Americans really need. So I would say this year is going to be the last year. Between this year and next year is going to be the last year to get the goods and supplies that you need, whether that's generators or solar panels or food, seeds, non-GMO seeds, shovels, anything you need in terms of utility that you need before the shortage is coming from the trade deficit. I would argue that you need to get those things now because prices are going to continue to rise, though, because we're going to be continuing to print these stimulus checks. As a matter of fact, Yahoo Finance is supporting your next stimulus check. That's right, $1,400. And really, that's not going to do a lot, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, why not? How come Congress, both Republicans and Democrats, can't give you a $10,000 stimulus check? Why not? Why can't they give you a $50,000 stimulus check, a Jubilee, money for everybody? Why not? Because the truth of the matter is we do not have that money in the coffers. The government is broke. It's insolvent. It is borrowing money that it does not have. Okay. So President-elect Joe Biden has a $2 trillion coronavirus plan, a $1.9 trillion coronavirus plan. He says, quote, there is no time to waste. We need to get most Americans this another $1,400. Problem with that is it's going to be spent as quickly as we got it. Whether that's spent on bills, on personal needs, on prepping supplies, it's not going to be enough to move this economy because the problem is that this economy needs jobs. It needs production. We don't produce anything. We produce some more paper debt on paper, but that's not enough when we're dealing with the superpowers of China and Russia and other countries. So let's see. The first check was $1,600. Now this check is going to be $1,400. So I guess that's about $2,000 there. But they're going to need another stimulus plan by summertime. Mark my words. We're going to get one more stimulus this summer. Whether that's $2,000 or $2,500 is yet to be seen. But the problem with that is we're going down a slippery slope. The more stimulus that they print, the more inflation is going to rise. And the Federal Reserve Bank has already made it clear that they don't care how high inflation rises, real inflation rises, because they know that they're more concerned about Wall Street continuing to pop up the stock market. And that's what they care about right now. So be prepared. Be smart with your money. Have a budget. Create savings. Cut down debt. Don't overpay for extra insurances that you don't need. At this time, maybe you could refinance your house or your mortgage, but I wouldn't recommend doing that at this time. Wait till the bubble pops, which it is. The housing and the credit bubble is going to pop in September, October, November this year. So get prepared for that. That is going to be the next bubble to pop. And then next year, there will be the credit freeze. And then that will be the end of the U.S. economy. Then people will really see that we are in a depression once President-elect Biden's 100 days and all of that is passed in his first year. Then things are really going to get hairy because we're going to be under his economy, no longer under Mr. Trump's economy. And things are really, really going to get bad here in the United States and the Western world in general. So take the stimulus. Use it to your advantage, okay? Do not get into the game of it's okay to have a few diversified things like stocks and cryptos and things of that nature, maybe a little bit of silver, stuff like that. But I would not take it and blow it on TVs, video games, any of that nonsense or movies or anything, because the liquidity crisis is here to stay. The cash liquidity crisis is here to stay. And printing money, digits on the screen, quantitative easing is the worst thing for any economy, anywhere. And this new Federal Reserve Chairman, Janet Yellen, that's coming in next week, she believes in money printing and money manipulation. And it's just going to be an absolute disaster because they're going to have to raise taxes. And when they raise taxes on your goods, services, and products, these cities and counties and states and townships are going to raise taxes because they're losing tax base now that everything is closed due to this health sickness. Your restaurants, your gyms, your clothing stores, your manufacturing stores, all of that is closed because of this health crisis. So the city's not getting no tax base. They're not getting any money. So right now, It looks like everybody's happy. Everybody's going through Jubilee, swimming in the stimulus money. But that eventually is going to come to an end. And that end is sooner than most people think. The stimulus money will run out by the end of this year, 2021. There will be no more stimulus. And after that, there's going to be a transition period to universal basic income. But that's not going to happen this year. It may not even happen next year. And so during that transition period, cash will be king, even though it's going to take a whole lot of cash to buy a lot of these goods. You're talking like bread, $8.99. We're talking, any supplies you need could be higher. But that's the price we pay for getting this free money. Remember, nothing is free. Remember what your grandma used to tell you. There is no such thing as free lunch. There is no free lunch. There is a cost associated with everything that you buy, everything that you want, every person that you associate with. There is an opportunity cost. There is a sunk cost, a lost cost. There is a cost. Somebody is paying for it somewhere, somehow, a utility cost. So just remember that. So thank you very much. Have a blessed day. I'll talk to you guys very soon.